Hey there. So, who's in the mood for some amazing deals on cross-stitch supplies? Who isn't, right? That's what we live for. We live to do our crafting and our stitching and get the best value and the best deals for our money and have the best supplies and get all the fun stuff and get all the great deals and have stashes beyond our wildest dreams. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to tell you how. Okay. So, welcome everyone to my channel. I am Artie. I am the Vintage Stitcher. This is a brand new channel. This is Flosstube number 1. You may recognize me. I did have a Flosstube for years and years and years. That Flosstube is now shut down. This is a brand new channel. Welcome everyone. I am going to introduce myself, tell you about myself. We have a whole new platform, whole new way of, and a whole new format of doing our videos. And I welcome everybody who's here. So if you want to see what's going on in the future and how this is all going to go, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell, make sure you are here for every single video. We are hoping to do a video each week. And what our videos are going to do is they are going to kind of revolve around our business. And then after we talk a little bit of business and tell you what's going on with that, because there are going to be some amazing, amazing deals, I will show you what I am stitching on personally and what I am doing in my personal stitching and crafting life. Okay, so some weeks they may be short, some weeks they may be long, some weeks we may not have any at all because we do quite a bit of traveling for the business. But we are going to keep you updated every week as to what's going on. So, as I said, my handle is the Vintage Stitcher. The name of the page is the Vintage Stitcher D-Stash. What we do is a bit different than any other online store or cross-stitch store that you are used to going on. So we are a cross-stitching and crafting thrift store. All right. So what we do is we buy store liquidations from LNSs and needlework stores that are going out of business generally because they're retiring or that sort of thing. And we go in and we buy their remaining inventory and we bring it home and we resell it to you. We also buy personal stashes, estates, somebody who may be like, oh my God, what have I done? I have all this in stash. I'm never going to stitch all this, or I've stitched all this and now what do I do with it? We go in and we purchase all of that from you and we resell it. All right. So that is the gist of what we do. So we are a thrift store. We are a thrift store. We sell 99% of our items on Facebook. All right. And I'm going to link that link below. You can hit on that link on or click on that link. Join the page. It is a private page. You must have like a legitimate Facebook page. You need to answer the questions. You need to have a picture on your page. You must have a legitimate page. If you don't have those things, you're not going to get access to the page. So because we're very protective of our page, we keep the scammers out. So it's a private page. You can join that page. Kind of read through the features section, see how the page works and stuff like that, and start purchasing items at huge discounts. Okay, so we get a lot of discontinued items, rare items, exclusives, out of print, all the things. We get a lot of fabric and charts and all the supplies. We get it all. You never know what's going to be posted each week. Okay. We also do have an Instagram page and I will link that below. That is where our more exclusive items go. So we don't post on that as often, but that is where you're going to see like the high dollar stuff. That's where you're going to see if I get a Queen of Peace or a Lady of the Flag or like those high-end exclusive. That's where you're going to see that. Okay. So make sure you watch my Instagram page too, because that's where you're going to see where I have one one of these kits, one of these reproduction samplers that people are really, really looking for. And that's where that's going to be. So yeah, that we're just launching the Instagram page recently. It's not as active, but that's where that's going to be. So make sure you join both pages or follow both pages, because that's where you're going to get the best deals. And we have really, really good deals. So my plan is to come on each week, let you know what's going to be posted the following week. So on the Facebook page, what I normally do is I usually start posting what's for sale on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So you have all week to shop and claim your items, okay? The posts are open and you can go in and go, I want this, 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 and you can claim items all week. And they're up for specific percentages off, or, you know, a certain amount or whatever. And then you can pick all your items that you want. And then on Thursdays, I close all the postings. And then I go through all the postings and I pull all of the things that you've claimed and I put them in a basket. All right. And then on Fridays, I invoice you through PayPal. Now, and then, so everything gets shipped together. You have one basket with all your claims. Everything ships together for one shipping cost. All right. So it's all by the week. And then you pay your invoice and I ship it out to you on Monday. It's that simple. So you get to shop all week for whatever's been posted, and then I ship it to you, and it comes all in one package. My customers over there absolutely love this style of shipping. It is absolutely amazing because you're only getting hit with shipping, and I pack tight. I make sure I get you guys the lowest shipping possible. We work very, very hard to ship it as tight and as we possibly can. Okay. So that's how that works. Now, once those posts are closed, they're closed. That inventory gets put away until the next round. It comes around again, maybe months later or whatever. So it always comes back around. But the following week is something new. So the inventory is rotated. So the next week is something new, a new kind of sale, a new kind of product, a new kind of special, a new whatever. So every week is something new. So you always want to come back and see what is going to be posted and what's going to be up. A lot of times I don't even know what I'm posting. So I'm hoping that these videos kind of keep me on track as to what I'm going to be posting each week. So that is the style of video, and that is what we do for our business. Okay, so today is the day after Christmas, December 26th. I am going to be starting to post on December 28th, which is this coming Sunday. And we'll be posting Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll be shutting the posts off on Thursday, invoicing you on Friday, and then shipping it out the following Monday. All right, so what I have planned for this week is, it's my birthday on the 29th. It's my birthday. I have a really inconvenient birthday. And I'm not going to tell you how old I am. All I'm going to say is I am forever 29 on the 29th of December. Okay. So what we're going to do is everything that we post this week is going to be 29% off the sticker price. All right. How fun is that? 29% off of the sticker price for the whole week, because I am going to be forever 29 on the 29th of December. So if you go to Facebook and join the page, jump in, you're going to be right in time for the sale. I'm going to show you a few things that are going to be posted, a few style of things. And this is just a tiny, tiny bit of what's going to be posted. The first thing that's going to be posted is all of our Christmas inventory. We generally take the month of December off and spend it with our family, doing family things and spending the holidays with them. So I don't post a lot of stuff for Christmas. I mean, it got posted in October, November, and the beginning of December, but we still have a lot of Christmas inventory. So I will be posting all of the Christmas inventory one last time for this season. So you're going to get a great deal on all of the Christmas inventory. And we have hundreds of charts, hundreds and hundreds of charts left in Christmas inventory. I also have quite a few kits. And we don't just have cross-stitch kits, which we have a lot of cross-stitch kits, but I have some fun needlepoint kits. So these will be up for 29%, and see they have sticker prices on them, so it'll be 29% off of that. I have some great Just Nan kits. Look at, we have a few of these left. So if you're looking for like some of the older Just Nan kits and projects, we have lots of Just Nan inventory. She's one of our most popular designers on this on my page. So like I said, these are from store inventory. So these are all new, brand new. A lot of this is store inventory. So it is all new and packaged, never been opened. When it is estate items or when it is personal, like people's personal stash, I usually list that stuff separately and the prices reflect that. Okay. So you know, like, okay, this is new and packaged. This is from a store inventory. So this is brand new. This is brand new inventory. It's been in a store. Or if it's estate stuff, I list that. And then those prices reflect, okay, or estate prices, estate pricing or used pricing. We always reflect those prices and it's different. Okay. So you're always knowing what you get. And I try and take really good pictures, when we're posting these items. But if you ever have any questions, you're always feel free to message me and say, hey, what comes in that kit, or what size is that, or, you know, I know when it was sold, it had this included. Is this just the chart? Is this the whole kit? Is this whatever? And I always try to answer those questions so you know what you're buying. We're always pretty good about that. So, and you'll see in the descriptions, I'm very detailed in my descriptions. Okay, these are charts only, or this is full kits, or these are kits, but they may or may not have fabric. They may not be complete. They'll have something extra, like say they may have fabric, or they may just have floss, or they may just have the bead kits, or whatever. So we try and make it as clear as possible as to what is in each item. Fabrics, we do a lot of fabrics and we try to list the size and the count of them so that you know exactly what you're getting. Sometimes the colors are off, so we always ask for a little bit of grace when we're photographing fabric colors because the camera does funny things. We try and do our best to, but you are getting what you're getting. It is a de-stash site sort of thing, or it's a thrift store style site. So my little dog Sway, if you've been to my site before, everybody knows I am a stay-at-home pet parent. So this is who I stay home and take care of every day. She's my little dog. She travels with us, and she's my very sweet little girl. She's very clingy, so you'll see her on my lap. She jumps on the chairs. She'll be in just about every shot. So this is what we work for, to take care of her bone and toy habit. So some of the other kits that we have in our Christmas inventory are these cute little Just Another Button Company kits. And they come with everything in them, the felt, the little wool ball, the rickrack, all the stuff to make these cute little pin cushions. How adorable are they? This is just the one style that I have, and the Santa one. Super cute. And then we also have some of these little wool applique ornament kits. Excuse me. Many kits like this. So lots of Christmas ornaments, or lots of Christmas inventory left in the store to purchase. So if you're not done with your Christmas stitching yet, if you stitch your Christmas stuff through the winter, this is the sale for you. You're going to want to continue on. The other stuff that we're going to have on sale this week is not necessarily Christmas items. We're going to have some other stuff that is going to be great. We have these amazing little floss packs. These are all pearl cotton. These are, I can never say the name right. So these are, is it Presencia Finca? I'll put this up. That is the brand of pearl cotton. So we have weights of 3, 5, 8, 12, and 16. And we have them packaged up in packs of 6 like this. They're different prices. Some are 21 and some are 22. And I have them all numbered, so you'll get your choice of packs with colors like this. We have some Christmas packs left. We have some fall packs left. We have spring packs left with like different spring packs. So these are all going to be 29% off too. So these will be a posting. So if you love the pearl cotton, if you're doing like the mesh bags, these are perfect for that. Or if you love embroidery, if you're doing embroidery or tatting, or what's the other one? Like the 12 and the 16 weight are perfect for cross stitching. They are a great cross stitching if you're doing monochromatic pieces. They work really well with 16, 18, and 20 count fabrics. So I love these for, excuse me, the 12 and 16 weight for my monochromatic pieces, and I'm all about the monochromatic pieces. You'll see one that I'm doing here. So we're gonna have lots of these. I think we have a few hundred of these left. These are going to be 29% off the sticker price too. So if you love pearl cotton and you're doing the mesh bags that are oh so hot right now, this is a great time. Now, this brand, you can hop online and do a DMC conversion. Okay, they have a DMC conversion, and yeah. So, but they're great. They're great. If you have the DMC like book, you can definitely convert these into the DMC conversion, or if you're just good with colors, you can do that too. So we are going to have a ton of these available on the site. But each pack is one pack. So like one picture, like I don't have, like this one is labeled 323. This is the only one of this pack that I have. I don't have duplicate packs of the same number. So each pack is its own entity. So if you want a specific pack, you got to jump on and grab it. All right. The other thing I am going to have at 29% off are Mill Hill kits. I have a whole bin of Mill Hill kits. These are just a few samples. I have small ones. I have big ones. We have Mill Hill kits. So we are going to put the Mill Hill kits on sale for 29% off. So if you're looking for a particular one, this is the time to grab them. I just grabbed a few out of the top of the bin so that I could show you some of what we have available. So we are going to do Mill Hill kits. So there's lots of them. I have a lot of the little tiny ones that are like the $7 and $10 and $12 ones. So if you love Mill Hill kits, this is going to be the time to grab them, because I never put Mill Hill kits on sale because they're great sellers. So they're never on sale. And these are all brand new in pack, never been opened. So if you love Mill Hill, jump over and grab some of those. Okay, the other thing I have, these are kits that were made up by a store, but they were more like in-store made. Does that make sense? They're not from the manufacturer. They're not like the Mill Hill kits or the Just Nan, where they were like made at the manufacturer. These were made like in-store. So I have a lot less like She's chewing. A lot less inventory of them. I may only have one of these. So, yeah, these were made by like the store owner. Okay, so there's stuff like this. And we have some needlepoint stuff. So if you are a needlepoint lover, I have some needlepoint stuff also. So jump in. I know a lot of people like jumped into the group hoping that I had canvases. I don't have canvases, but I do have needlepoint kits, and I do have a lot of needlepoint fibers that are going to be coming up in the future. So if you need needlepoint fibers, we have a lot of those that are going to be coming up in the future. So fibers are going to be a huge thing. We're going to be offering a new fiber each week until they're gone. Until they're gone. So I have things like this. Kits, and it comes with, this one like comes with all the beads and a piece of the canvas. All right, so this one is confusing because you would think it does all three. It just does one. I think it just does this one. So, but that would be something, if you were wondering, you could message me and ask me that, and I could dig a little bit deeper into this. But this one, it just does this one. So, this is another one. I think this is a needlepoint. Nope, this is a cross stitch kit. You know, we have stuff like this. These are all custom made kits where they come with all the stuff, complete kits. We're gonna have these at 29% off. And I have quite a few of things like the old needle rolls. These are all like more vintage kits, more classic stuff that you may not be seeing in your needlework stores anymore. I want to say it's older inventory, but it's not old inventory. It's classic inventory. Does that make sense? So this is where you're going to see the classic stuff. This is the stuff that you may go, hey, you know what? I haven't seen that in years, and I always really, really wanted that back in the early 2000s, and why I never bought it, I don't know, but now I have the opportunity to buy it. Let's snatch it up. Okay. And that's how I started this business. Was I always look back at those, you know, when I was in the 90s and the early 2000s, I had little kids. I was a stay-at-home mom. My husband traveled. We were just making ends meet. I couldn't just go out and buy cross-stitch supplies. I mean, we were buying noodles and jars of spaghetti. So cross-stitch supplies were a luxury. Well, now I have the opportunity to buy cross-stitch supplies. I want the stuff that I wanted to buy back then. And it's not always easy to find. So So once I started on the hunt for that, I was like, I bet other people would like this too. So we're doing that. And we're also keeping those items out of the landfill. You know, we buy estates because somebody's family is going in and going, what do we do with all this stuff? And instead of it going into a dumpster, into the landfill, we're going in and we're giving them some money. They're getting money for that estate. We're getting product, and then we're putting it back into the hands of stitchers who are going to love it and cherish it and stitch it, right? We're keeping it out of the landfill. So hopefully everybody who comes across our site, our YouTube and our page feels the same way we do. We are not trying to cheat the designers. We're not trying to make huge profits. We're trying to keep things out of the landfill, keep them recycled, keep the art of cross stitch alive. That's our goal. Here is another kit. Look how pretty that is. Comes with all the thread. Now this one, oh yeah, it has the fabric in there, the called for fabric in there. Totally kitted up with everything. How pretty is that? That's the price, and then it'll be 29% off of that. All right. And then the last one I have to show you, look how cute this one is too. And again, it comes with everything you need. So we have a ton of kits that we are going to be putting out for sale this week. at 29% off. So, like I said, jump on over. The link is in the description below. You definitely want to jump on over to the site. Join the site. You have to answer the questions. If you don't answer the questions, you get declined immediately. And you may get over there and go, no, this is not for me, and not answer the questions. And that's fine. I totally understand. But I would love to have you over there, even if you just want to come over, look around. And if you just decide, no, too much going on for me, and leave. I will warn you, there's a lot of notifications. So if you join the group, you're going to get a lot of notifications. If you don't want those notifications, definitely either shut off your notifications or leave the group or whatever. But there's a lot going on. The page is very, very busy. We have it moves very quickly. All right. So it is a hopping place to be. We have been doing this for 2 years now. It is great. Yeah, we're very drama free. We don't allow a lot of things, but everybody over there has a great time, and we have amazing deals on cross stitch supplies. Sometimes we throw in some quilting stuff in there. Sometimes we throw in yarn. Sometimes we have some scrapbooking stuff. It all depends on what we pick up on estates and stores and stuff like that. You never know what you're going to get. It's always a huge surprise. Every week is a surprise. But for the week of, I'm looking at the calendar, the 28th through January 1st, we are having 29% off the sticker price of everything, because I am going to be Forever 29 on the 29th. All right, I hope to see you over there. Next up is what I have been stitching on in December. Okay, so hang tight. I had to get a little cup of coffee. My throat was dry. Yeah, I'm drinking out of a full mug because all my dishes are dirty. Yeah, Merry Christmas, right? So all my Christmas mugs are dirty. It was a busy day yesterday. You will find I'm a coffee junkie. So yeah, I am a coffee junkie. So for years, I have been like an all-over stitcher. Stitching. Let me go back. For years and years and years, I was a totally monogamous stitcher. I only stitched on one project all the time until I was burnt out, but that was it. Until it was done. I never stitched on anything. I would have one cross-stitch project going, one quilting project going, one knitting project going at all times. That was it. Very, very monogamous, very methodical in my stitching. That was all. And then I started a Flosstube channel. I was like, okay, we got to mix things up. We got to have content. We got to do all this. So I started stitching like everything under the sun. And then I got super busy, and my quilting kind of went by the wayside, and knitting was only for in the truck. So I had, random knitting projects going, and, I had whips like into the 20s, which I know is not a lot, but for me, it was causing me huge stress. I didn't like it. Anything over 20 whips was like causing me major anxiety. So this past year, I was like, I cannot do that anymore. So I've cut way back on my starts and finishes. And I am starting to be more of a monogamous stitcher again. And I'm weaning my way back to it. I still have whips, and I'm going to do a whip parade here in a few weeks because I still have whips, and I'm going to like get myself back to more monogamous stitching. So my stitching portion of the videos might be a little bit boring. All right. So you'll have to bear with me. But Christmas time, I tend to lean into a little bit more variety of stitching. So here's what I've been stitching on this Christmas. I have 2 larger stitches. They're going to take me into winter. I'm going to work on them all winter. And then I have a couple of small things. And some of them I finished up. One I will finish, 2 small ones that I'm going to finish up probably this weekend. And then I will be concentrating on just my 2 large ones. And yeah, then those are going to be my 2 monogamous stitches through the winter. So you'll see those a lot and progress through those. And then what I want to do is once one of those larger ones are done, I'm going to bring in one of my larger whips and concentrate on those. So when I go, I'm going to do a whip parade, which is probably going to be very boring because I only have a handful of whips. But then I'm going to start becoming more of a monogamous stitcher. But what I like to do is I usually like to have one large project going and then some smaller stuff like ornaments and stuff like that that can kind of break up the monotony of that. So I'm going to start with the few things that I have finished. Now, I have finished and FFO'd quite a bit this year, and that's going to be next week's video. So I have finished and FFO'd, and I will go through all of that next week. But these are things that I have finished stitching like within the last, well, month, that have not FFO'd yet. All right, so the first one is super cute. I don't know if all of you belong to the Primrose Cottage newsletter, but once a month they put out, they call it a Friday freebie. So like the first Friday of the month, they put out a freebie cross stitch and a freebie quilt pattern. So I belong to that. I was just turned on to that in November when I was at Riverview Stitching's retreat. And so the first one I received was the December one, and it was this super cute little Hello Winter. So I downloaded it right away. It had like, what, 4 colors in it? 2, 4, 5 colors in it. Pulled the colors, and I stitched it up on just a little piece of 14 count Vintage Country Mocha scrap that I had, and it's super cute. Look at that. And this is one, I will finish it and I will put it out. After my Christmas decorations come down, I put up the snowman for the winter. So this is super cute. I will put this up for the winter. I will finish it. I think I'm just going to do like a little flat fold finish so that I can put it up on a shelf, like maybe up there or something. I don't have anything up there right now. Or up on my hot chair or something. So I thought it was adorable. It's stitched up in like 3 or 4 nights. I don't get a ton of stitching time, usually a couple hours after dinner each night. So, but yeah. So I just used called for DMC, 14 count Vintage Country Mocha scrap. I don't even think it was Vintage Country Mocha. I think it was just a tan scrap. I think it was pretty much just a scrap of material that was in my scrap bin. I wanted the white to show up really nicely, so that's what I used. I used a darker tan color and just went for it. Super cute. I was able to stitch in hand, low light. You know, Christmas time, I didn't want anything overly where I had to sit and set up with my lights and my magnifying glasses. I've been pretty lazy lately, the last week or so. So yeah, this was perfect. So I stitched that up. The other one, I did a couple of these, and some of them I finished. This one, I kind of stopped dead in my tracks on this one because I was using like random floss that wasn't numbered. It was just kind of like my play floss. I let my granddaughter play in it and stitch with it and make bracelets with it and whatever. So I was too lazy to get up and go get the actual floss, because, you know, we have stuff everywhere and I didn't want to dig, and I was just being lazy. So I just grabbed a red floss out of this bin. Well, I ran out. I stitched a couple of them and then I ran out of this one particular red floss. So I'll show you the issue with this and why I'm kind of like, So I was stitching these Prairie Schooler Redwork Santas, right? And I think I stitched, which one did I stitch? Oh, I stitched the one with the tree already on an FFO, that one. So I'll show you that one next time. Now I'm stitching, which one am I stitching? Let me see here. Now I'm stitching with the stocking. Now I'm stitching this one. I'm working on that one. Okay, here's the issue. I had the nice bright color red, or close to it, but it was a random red. I had no idea what color red it was. It was just from like in a bin, no number. And I got this far. I got all this done. I got the main part of it done, and I ran out of this red. So I grabbed a different red, but low light. I thought it was close, but it's not. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to do the bottom of his coat and his boots. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the outlining with this darker red. And I think it'll look fine. It's going to look fine. I'll do the outlining, his beard and the outlining, the back stitching with this darker red, and it'll be fine. And then I have the same green as the other one, and it's going to look fine. It's going to be balanced. I just kind of tossed it in a corner and let it go, and it's just for me, so it's not a big deal. And I think because of the placement, like down here being darker and darker, and then you come back up here and you do the back stitching and stuff, it's going to be absolutely fine. But like I said, it just kind of got tossed in a corner and just never finished. So I'm going to pull this one out, finish this one up in the next night or two, and just be done with it. So that is where I'm at on this one. And then I can put this chart back away for next year. My Christmas charts are going to get put away, and my winter charts I'll be stitching more like snowman and stuff like that. So that is that is something I got to finish up. The other one I'm stitching on right at this minute, and I had stitched a couple of these which are FFO'd and all ready to be on the tree. You'll see those next week. Are these super cute ugly sweater ornaments by Leela Studios. I have four of these patterns, and I had stitched a couple of them already. They're super, super fun to stitch. And right now I'm working on this little one with this snowman. So I don't know if I'll make it into an ornament or if I'll frame it and put it out with my snowman stuff. So I'm working on the snowman one. And there's another like set of 5 with another snowman on it. I'll probably work on that one. These stitch up super cute. Again, I just grabbed a 14 count tan piece of fabric. These stitch up really fast. They're super fun to stitch. Just basic colors. Again, laziness. I pulled out from my Christmas colors that I had pulled out, and then I didn't have the exact green. I didn't want to get out of my chair. I just pulled a green. I think the color was, what was it, 367. I just pulled a color that was close to 367 out of my random basket and stitched it, and it looks fine. I'm pretty good at like making sure the colors look good together. It's not some weird color that just like sticks out like a sore thumb. But these are super fun to stitch. If you're looking for a fun ornament, I highly recommend getting these. They stitch up super fast, and like I said, the next video you'll see how I finished mine. They finish up really, really cute. So this is what I am stitching on the last couple of evenings. Again, 14 count, 2 strands of, I just pulled DMC floss, low light. I don't have to think about it. I could just sit down and stitch. Sway is on my lap. I don't have to pull up the magnifier or the magic lights or any of that stuff. So, but this one I'll probably finish up in the next night or two also, and then move on to something different. I'm going to show you my next 2 big ones in just a minute. But the next ones that I'm going to show you, I have been stitching on since Halloween. It's a set. I was stitching them for my grandkids. I needed 7. I have 9 grandkids. I have 7 that I see like on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. There is a rotation in the house. So if anybody knew from my last channel, I babysit my grandkids. So we generally have grandkids here all the time. You will see videos here where my grandkids are here. We have them from the age of 11 down to 1. So, yeah, we have kids here all the time. I wouldn't have it any other way. So, but my goal is I always make them a Christmas ornament or something that they're going to remember, you know, every year. And my one son and daughter-in-law have 6 of the 9 kids, so it's very easy to make them stuff because my daughter-in-law is really good about keeping like all the sentimental stuff for them. So, but I was making 7 of them so that they all had ornaments this year, right? I have 1 left to make, but I had seen these were in my inventory. I was like, these are perfect, and I only have the 1 chart pulled, but it was this series from Hands On Design. It was the Secret Santa series, and they're super cute. So on this series, and I know there's more, but you get the chart for this, and then I'm going to flip this around, and then on the back there's like this Secret Santa chart. So you collect all these charts, and then you put together these. She gives you a strip. It's like a little Santa mystery, and then you stitch this, and it becomes another ornament. So it's super cute, but I don't have them all. I only had 7 of them. I thought, perfect. I'm going to stitch all 7 of them for the grandkids that I see. My other 2 grandkids live with their mother. I'm not excluding them. Please don't come at me. But I was going to stitch all of these, and I have 1 left to do. So they'll get them next year. They all got something different this year. So this is what I've got done. For my granddaughter Izzy, I had put it on. This was the first one I did. And I did it on the Sparkle Wheat, 14 count Sparkle Wheat. I did not love it because the white does not show up. So I may go back and back stitch the beard, just so the beard it stands out a little bit. Every time I look at it, I'm just not thrilled with it. So, but then after this one, I decided to do them on blue fabric, kind of like what she has. But my blue is a little bit different. And just, I pulled random blues. So, this is all 14 count fabric. They were super easy to stitch. They took about 2 nights a piece. So, but I started burning out on them. So I would do one. I would start them at my stitching group on a Monday because we meet a couple of Mondays a month. I would start them on my stitching group, and then I'd be done with them by Wednesday. And then I wouldn't start for like another week and a half. I'd start another one, and then I'd finish it up. So I was doing pretty good. So I just have 1 more to stitch, and I think I'm going to just sit down and get it stitched because I have all the floss together in like a little bag. So I might as well just sit down and stitch it instead of putting it away until next year. So I will probably sit down, stitch that one, and then just get them FFO'd for next year. But they are super cute. They are super cute. And this. And then, of course, I was going through my stash, and I was like, what do you know? I had these little buttons in there in my stash, and I had exactly 7. So, yeah, they're going to get finished just like this, the little tag style with the little buttons on them, little bows, everything. So I'm going to finish them just like this. So I'm pretty excited about these, but yeah, so these are for my grandkids, and I will label them and date them. But they got something different handmade from me this year that they'll remember. So those will be done for next year. Okay, so I did pull and start 2 new larger projects for this year that I was very excited about. And I thought I was going to get further on them, but I just didn't. So I got a new sewing machine this year. I am so excited. I was able to buy a new sewing machine. I got an amazing deal on it. It was an opportunity that just kind of fell in my lap, and my husband was like, go for it. I haven't had a new sewing machine, like brand new sewing machine, in almost 30 years, which is fine. I loved my designer, my Husqvarna designer, but it's slowly like losing like things. Like some of the buttons don't work. I had to replace the foot pedal. It's like a car. Little things keep going wrong with it, but it would still work. So you just nurse it along and you just keep going with it. And I was like, I just am comfortable. And it keeps going. And I have a backup machine, so if it blows up one day, I still have a backup machine. Not a great backup machine, but I had this backup machine. It's just one of those luxury, frivolous items that you don't necessarily buy. And I wasn't sewing a ton, so I just felt it wasn't a need at this particular moment. But this opportunity came about, and my husband was like, get this machine. We've been talking about it for years. Just get it. This kind of deal is not going to be around ever again. So I got this machine. Well, I've been a sewing fool. You'll see that next week. I've been a sewing fool. But the first thing I did was like that day or the next day is I sewed myself a project bag. So this was the very first project that I sewed on my new machine. I was so excited. So excited. I was like, I've been wanting to make project bags for so long. I had all this fabric. That whole closet is full of fabric, quilting fabric, that I just would not give up because I want to get back into sewing, and I've been itching to sew, and we're just so busy, and it's just one of those things that spiraled and you just never do it. But I sat down that afternoon or the next afternoon and made myself a project bag, and I was like, and that's all I needed. I hit the ground running, and I've been sewing ever since, and neglecting housework and dishes and all the fun things. But I was able to make all the grandkids new Christmas stockings this year, and I was so excited about that. And I've made a stack of project bags, and I've been just like a sewing fool. I did a bunch of FFOing on cross stitch projects, and it has been wonderful. So it was like really truly inspiring me to get back my creative juices back. And we took some time off of work, so I've had some free time to do some of that. So it has been amazing. So I had to show you that, at least that I did that. But the big project I started this year, and I will continue this. It's not going to get done all in 1 year. I mean, this is going to probably be a year long, maybe even a 2-year long project. But this is one I really wanted to do. And I also have the fall one kitted up too, is Peace on Earth by Leela Studio. This is a beautiful piece. I love a good Quaker, but it has to really catch my attention. This one has it's amazing. It's an amazing piece. I'm not in any hurry to do it. I picked a very small count. I picked 18 count vintage country mocha, which is my absolute favorite fabric on earth to stitch on. So it's a small count. I'm doing it with, I pulled all the called for DMC. So I need the hoop, the stand, the magnifier, the light, the whole thing. And when I sit down to stitch, I need hours at a time to just sit and stitch. So yeah, this is one that I do at home. I work on it. This is as far as I've gotten this month. I absolutely love this piece, but I need absolute concentration on it. So yeah, I adore this piece. I absolutely adore this piece. It is so much fun to stitch. It is a lot of color changing, but yeah, it just absolutely keeps your interest. I cannot wait for like the long days of winter where I can just sit and stitch for the afternoon on it and just love it. Yeah, but I am going to just absolutely take my time on this one and just enjoy every stitch of it. So it may not get done by next Christmas, and that's okay, but it is going to be on the stand and it is going to be worked on. So here's how I organize my larger projects. So I have it in my bag, right? And I have I have my board in here on page 1. So I have my board in here. I have the chart on this side and the color key on this side. This kind of just goes in there. I don't need to look at the picture when I'm stitching. So this goes in the bag, and I keep it in plastic so that my chart stays nice and neat. And then I have these little boxes like this. And I'm a bobbinator. I'm a bobbin person. All my floss is on bobbins, so I have everything bobbined. And then in here by number. So I am thinking about changing that up now that I'm stitching. And then I have like some of my extra stuff that's in here. And then I put my scissors and my magnets and stuff in here in my bag, so it's all ready to go. So if I wanted to go anywhere with this one, I would just grab this and go. And I usually have my hoop in here with it, but I only have 3 hoops. I have 1 of each size, so I change my hoop. I take this out of the hoop every night, because if I want to stitch on something else, then I put that in the hoop. But I'm thinking about now that I'm back to sewing. I'm thinking about making some of the portfolios with the bobbin sleeves in it, so that I can put these, or making some bobbin sleeves so I can put the bobbin sleeves in it, and it'll be a little flatter for storage. These tend to be a little bit bulky, and especially when you're going like on a car trip or something like that. So, but that is generally how I have my larger projects. So I have these little containers for these, and I bobbin everything up and do that. So this is my large project for the winter that you'll probably be seeing quite a bit of. So I'm excited to finish up my small ones and then really get back into this one. The other one was an impulse buy and an impulse start. I didn't put a whole lot of thought into it, but it's fun. It's super fun. It's monochromatic. Scanning Etsy, live on Etsy, you know, because everything's beautiful on Etsy. And I found this one. It's called It's a Wonderful Life. And that is the designer on Etsy. She has beautiful, beautiful monochromatic pieces. If you love monochromatic, beautiful. The charts are super easy to read. I mean, there's a lot of pages. I think there's like 12 pages to this, but each page is nice and big, and you can go through and you can stitch it. So you can stitch up like a page in an evening because they're nice and big and whatever. And I have this beautiful, let me see if I can find the label or if I took it off. I have this beautiful cloud. I think it's called cloud fabric. It's a hand-dyed fabric. This is, it's either 14 or 16 count. I think it's 16 count. So I'm using it is 16 count because I tried it with sulky and I didn't like it. It was a little too sparse for me. So I'm using 2 strands of DMC on this one. 2 strands of DMC. This is the fabric. Look how pretty it is. Lots of modeling on it. It looks so much like sky. Look at how beautiful that is turning out. I absolutely love this piece. Let me move this needle to over here. Look at how pretty that is. I absolutely love this piece, and it's so much fun to stitch. I love a good monochromatic piece where you could just load a bunch of needles and just stitch away. Just stitch, stitch, stitch. Love it. So you're going to see a lot of this one too, because I absolutely love this one. And this one I absolutely want framed and up on my wall for next Christmas. And It's a Wonderful Life is one of my absolute favorite movies. And I love how this one depicts the moon and the church and the house and all the things, the sledding and the angel and just all of it from the movie. So I definitely go check her out. That's the name of the designer. Go check it out. Yeah, can't get over it. It was my absolute favorite. I seen it. I bought it instantly. I downloaded it and I went and pulled fabric and I started stitching it that day. Could not pass it up. So that is what I've been stitching on for the month of December, and I will continue stitching on these things until January. Next week, I will have what is going to be on sale in the store the following week, and I will show you a few things that are going to be posted, and then I am going to show you what I FFO'd. Little bit of a spoiler alert. I pulled out my finished bin, my bin of finished stitches. I had 71 Christmas finishes. 71 Christmas finishes, not including the stuff I stitched this year and FFO'd. 71 Christmas finishes in that bin that I had stitched over the last probably 2-3 years that needed to be FFO'd. And I put a huge dent in that pile of stuff. There were a few things that I didn't finish that are part of a series, and then a couple of things that need frames, and I've got to measure them up, and I got to find frames for them because I want them framed and I want them done special. I did not want to rush through them, but I'll show you those next week. But I put a huge dent in 71 finished stitches. So I haven't counted them, but I will count them and I'll let you know how many I finished. But that's going to be next week's video. So I really, really hope that you join me next week. I'm going to try and land these on Fridays for you so that you can make sure that you get to the page sales. So thank you for watching me to the end. I know this was kind of a long video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, again, make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all the things, leave me a comment, say hi, all the fun stuff, and I hope to see you again next week.